Welcome to Prophets of Babel with your host, Janine. Today we are reading the book of Neum. Chapter 4. O Israel, O Judah, O Zion, you were, even as Adam and his Eve, the first people created to know Yahweh, that mankind might see the salvation of Yahweh. Yet do you worship or fear Ha Elohim, to keep the Torah and the mitzvah, or do you bow down to dumb idols of wood and stone? Do you stand to offer sacrifice to the living Elohim, or do you sit before the doors of empty temples? Consider the soothsayers, those teachers of sin. Repeat aloud the parable, declare now the mystery, even as we speak. Then you will know, if you have understood. Know that Yahweh sees you and will reward you by your hearts. Yet in your foolishness, the vision I have been given is sealed up from you, and you have not understood the mysteries, eternal mysteries in their fullness. You have not been wise in your understanding of the Torah and the ways of Yahweh. And why is this? Is it because you have not properly understood the origin of wisdom? But if you should unseal the vision that I have been given, then you shall know, then you shall understand. To hear the parable and to see the mysteries, you must first give up all your wisdom, for you are wise unto the things of this world, and they are but errands of fools. Hear now that wisdom is to know the Creator, to feel of his love, and to love even as he loves. What greater wisdom can there be than this? And yet, who is Judah, that her neighbors should fear her? Judah is a wicked people who takes pride in crafty ways, scoundrels who belong to the liars, two-tongued, adulterous, idolatrous, evil-hearted, taking only for themselves. Will no one endowed with wealth and goods give any part to another? Will any give up their substance for the wants of the poor, the hungry, the naked, the widows, and the orphans? And because of this, O Judah, your daughter shall have secret lovers to keep her child from hunger, and there is no husband to gain, for your sons are drunken fools, to think that this mighty kingdom rests in the power of this world, forgetting of the immortal king, and therefore you, Judah, will fall. Judgments shall come unto you by the eternal Savior, even the Son of the eternal Father, who created the heavens and the earth. And Yahweh sees where you stand, Judah, a people that delights in the blood of the innocent. Other men will reign over you, will profit from your sorrows, will have you seeking the Messiah in your ruin, that you will not know when he does appear. And as a holy prince shall Yahweh come into his creation to wield the scepter of his righteousness over all the earth. Yet you will not know him. 3 will share their fates when he is crucified. One will hang with no sin. One will be forgiven, and one will reject truth. And fire shall sweep over the isles of the seas, and darkness shall cover the earth for a moment, that the earth may weep for her creator. O wretched Adam, when that time shall come, even the judgment of El Olam, the king of creation, shall be turned back in his mercy, for so great is the mercy of Yahweh. And Yahweh will forgive his creations, and the grave shall be opened, and shall yield up their dead. And many Quadishim shall appear and live, never to again taste death. And shortly after, Judah will be scattered, and her lands taken over, and she shall weep in her sorrows. Quadishim means holy ones or saints. Judah will be scattered. It said this appears to have happened in 70 AD. This I have seen, if Judah does not return and move away from her whoredoms. And even now, Judah, you are like Sodom, that wicked city that was destroyed for their greed. Sodom did have even as much pride as they did lack charity in those days. For we do know that they had bread and wine in abundance, and they still would not sustain the poor and the needy. And so it was that she who supplied the poor man with bread was cast into the fire and burned to ashes. and no one took notice of her or pitied her, and her cries ascended to the heavens, and their sins were great before Yahweh. And so it was that the great cities were destroyed, for they took no pity, and they would not heed the words of Lot when he did preach unto them. And even like Sodom, Yahweh shall send out the righteous from among you, O Judah, and give unto them new lands, even lands upon the isles of the sea. And now, Judah, whose mothers and fathers Yahweh did bring out of Egypt to this land, when did you forget Yahweh and lay waste unto the stranger? Wherefore, in a flash of gleaming fire is your destruction coming. You shall be burned with torches and carried out of the land that Yahweh has given to your fathers and our mothers. And your long days have been shortened, your false and useless idols feeling no shame. But they who fear the true El Olam shall inherit life and forever dwell in the fields of paradise, feasting on the sweetbreads and looking on throughout the heavens. This is interesting because I read in another record that Sodom and Gomorrah was killed not because of sexual sin that is often believed, but because they did not take care of the poor and the needy. And this agrees with that. Chapter 5. Hear me, O men of Israel, the eternal King reigns, and even as the sun looks down upon the lands, so too does Yahweh see you, Judah. You call yourself his bride, yet you are a mistress unto harlots, and so then shall you come to naught, failing to ruinous misfortunes. But in your suffering you shall have fame in later generations, and even into distant lands. And those that shall escape this suffering shall be sent to prosperous lands that mankind had not known. Wow. And there we get a lot of records, like the Book of Mormon. And with a purple robe, mighty, just, and in his fierceness, shall the Son of Man come to your children's children after the thunder and the mighty storms. Those of an evil yoke shall be destroyed, and after shall Yahweh descend in his mercy. But first shall the soil of these distant lands be wet with blood and rain, and your seed shall drink much murder. And the righteous will rejoice, for they shall be spared by Yahweh, having destroyed the king of death. Yet so shall it be that in the third and fourth generations that man's offspring shall perish, for they shall forget all that their fathers and their mothers had seen and bore witness to. And then shall that adversary bring back the secret combinations of Cain, and Sodom shall rise again against the house of Israel. Reject the adversary, O Israel. Reject the false traditions carried in by the winds from foreign lands. Remember the words of Asima standing in the temple in Jerusalem to her Israel, yea, even the divine mother, who does say, enter into the presence here in this temple of holiness, in worship of Yahweh, in respect for thyself and all that herein dwell. For I need not thy devotion, but thy sincerity of heart, for it is truth that shall purify thee. That is beautiful. I'm going to read it one more time. Verse 15. For I need not thy devotion, but thy sincerity of heart, for it is truth that shall purify thee. Yea, it is not thy understanding that hath brought thee unto this house this day, but thy thirst for knowledge and wisdom and understanding. Enter not by thy fears, not by thy sins, not by thy hatred, but with a broken heart and a contrite spirit. That through the mercy of Yahweh these impurities shall be cut out, and this that they shall find strength. You may look upon me as thy mother, and as thy sister, and as thy wife, and as thy daughter, but look not upon me as one to look down upon, or that should look down upon thee. Yea, I am the very presence of Elohim. The devotion you have for me, it is greater than that which you have for the breath that is within you. Behold, if ye should not be offended of these, you do offend unity, who is Yahweh. If you should be one and present and stand in the presence. It is understanding that you shall take with you. Wherefore I say unto you, enter this house this day with respect for all those that dwell herein and for yourself. Do this, and it shall be well for you. I will speak freely to you, and I will give you the sayings of El Elyon, that you may share them among you, though they will be mocked and scorned by you. Yet all those who would understand will know and share them as parables to teach all that would listen, and as riddles to those that would hold fast to truth, and all those who would infiltrate the hidden mysteries, all those seeking the beginning of knowledge, even those who would hold fast to the secret pleasures. These shall know truth, then they shall find it, and shall teach truth in ways understood by the godly, and all those who will walk in simplicity will know the path, while those who are devious, those with stiff necks, with hard hearts, they who do lay with the harlot, these are the customs of fools, and they will lose the inheritance of Israel. What good is the secret of Yahweh, the mystery of the wisdom of Shekinah? All who search from the beginning of knowledge, do you seek wisdom? What is understanding to you? Why is the heart sought in strength when the fool cannot hear the parable? What good is the puzzle to you if even when the solution is found, it is not understood? What good is wisdom without knowledge, knowledge without understanding? Should the prince be our ruler when the king can be found? How can we be a nation of kings if we are without strength? The whip that dominates costs nothing, for the one does rule when the many accept his rule. And who is the greater king, the king of men or the Lord of hosts? Who among us can say that they seek light and illumination in the presence of our Elohim? And by the angels of Yahweh, all those who praise Elohim Shaddai, that they would know the good from evil, shall know truth. Any plan that lacks mercy lacks justice. Or chapter 6. O Holy Mother, never was there a place unknown unto thee. Never was there one that desired mercy, that you showed not mercy unto them. Who are they that shall have asked for your mercy? Shall Judah be denied thy shield and thy protection? Who are they that have not found solace in you, in your presence? Who are they that have not found succor in your bosom, or solace in your womb? And who is Israel, that she shall be denied your succor and your solace, that your child should be gathered and scattered about unto the wind? O Yahweh, I pray thee, give unto me thine hope, for it is not in vain. O Holy Mother, give unto me your succor and your solace, for your peace is even an eternal peace. O Elohim, wipe away these my tears, that my heart be content. Have mercy for all those that live upon the footstool of Yahweh, and have mercy upon Israel. For my heart is content to kneel at your footstool, to gain favor in your sight. My desire, Yahweh, is but to come into your presence, to see that beautiful mother, the queen of the heavens, to dance in her orchards, and to gather up the fruits of her garden, and to delight in the flowers of her fields. O mother of the Lamb of sacrifice, bride of the heavens, even as Yahweh is the very Father of Israel, so too are you her mother. How I long to stand in your presence, to rest my wounds in the healing powers of your flowing waters. A fountain of healing, O wellspring of grace, you are a home of peace unto my soul. You are the most precious gem of the heavens, Mother of Yahweh, a virgin most pure. O divine Mother, how you weep for your daughter Zion, how you lament for her, but not in vain. For she shall return unto Yahweh, weeping for her sorrows, humbling in her defeats. Yet Yahweh shall be glorious. Yea, Yahweh shall ever be undefeated. Yahweh, I invoke you in my mourning, for I know this, in your name I have been spared. O Zion shall scorn me and leave me forgotten, but Yahweh shall remember. The enemies of Yahweh shall falter into eternal anguish. Yet Yahweh shall even make a way for these, and in this shall Israel be forever remembered. For it is by the seed of Abraham and Isaac and Jacob, and by the seed of Judah and Peretz and Shetzron, and by the seed of Ram and Aminadab and Nashon, and by the seed of Shalman and Boaz and Obed, by the seed of Jesse and David and Solomon, that salvation shall come. For it was even by the seed of Solomon that Israel was again divided. But through the seed of David shall Israel be made whole again. So speaks Yahweh, so mote it be. Amen and amen. And in that day shall Israel feel pains, even as a woman in labor, for a son shall come to Israel to save Israel from death. Israel shall labor to bear her a son, and she shall give birth to a man-child, and her pain shall bring joy eternal. Her son, oh, how great he shall be, even a counselor with power, a man with the power to control the winds and the seas. But Israel carries the seed of death in her womb, and shall suffer from the pit in her horror. And the foundations of the walls of the temple will shake, even as a mighty boat being whipped about upon the face of the waters. Clouds shall grow dark like those in the storms of the seas, and those that live upon this island shall flee in terror, but shall, even as in the great flood, they shall not escape the roar of the waters or the desolation of the lands. The wise men of Judah, their wisdom confounded, lost in the abyss as the windows of heavens are opened, but in their own self-conceit shall those windows be bolted shut unto them. Chapter 7. Yahweh hath divided the creation into 7 parts: the rocks, the seeds, the seas, the seasons, the humans, the holy, and the purification. In these first 6 there are both light and darkness, but in the 7th is the Sabbath of Yahweh, and in the 7th are all made whole. And the darkness that would corrupt 7 creations: the sand, the sterile, the violence, the lie, the treachery, the lust, and the perdition. But the lights of the stars were given to mankind for a memorial of the name Yahweh. And this, that the hidden things of the mysteries of the light shining forth to end the ways of darkness, and that which is hidden from upon the earth shall be made known. And in the last days there will be times of great heat upon the earth, where it was once cold, and periods of cold upon the earth, where there was once great heat. And mankind no longer shall see the breaking of day, nor the coming of night, and the earth she shall not sleep. And this will be the beginning of the end, that time when Israel will be gathered back, for the blood of Abraham shall cover the whole earth. And the divine mother, she who was hidden, but not forgotten, she shall be remembered once again. But before she will return, there will come a man who will remind the daughters of Zion of their place, yet not to free them, but to enslave them. For he shall take the things of Yahweh and give them as gifts to other Elohim, the Elohim of men. And he shall take the very things of nature and give them unto your sisters and your daughters, as if they were his to give. And he shall see his own greatness, and shall be called Father by many. And this he shall do, that works of darkness be spread forth, that when the light shall come to free the daughters of Zion, they should reject that light. But behold, the light of Yahweh shall cut through the darkness, and the light shall be divided from the darkness, that even the very shadows cast therein will vanish. And the teachers of Zion and the daughters of Zion will awaken and will teach her sister truth, that they shall remember all that Yahweh did give them, and the sons of Aaron shall keep them away no more. And the daughters of Zion shall listen to the voice, and shall know the ordinances of Yahweh. And this that they might restore the daughters of Israel to the ways of Yahweh. Behold, the night skies, see as the sun moves through the 13 constellations, 12 for the sons of Israel and one for her daughter. Yet the skies, they do rest upon 12 pillars. And so it is that the year divided into 12 parts, moving from moon to moon. Yet the daughter is given her due when the sons upon their path do stray in their seasons. And by this does Israel know when to plant seeds and when to harvest. But it is not for mankind to know the times nor the seasons, but Yahweh has set them in their place by his own strength. As Miriam did teach us, everything depends upon fate, even the Torah, for such is the will of Yahweh. Oh, there's a beautiful picture in the night sky. Oh, Neum reading the stars, it says. And so it was that the daughters of Miriam would lead all of Israel to celebrate Yahweh when he did bring the moon into its fullness in the night skies. And so too shall it be in the last days. The daughters of Israel shall lead us once again in worship and in ritual and in learning, just as there is a path from east to west for the sun to travel across the earth each day. She does travel from the north to the south until the shortest day, giving up her warmth, and from the south to the north until the longest day, and this that she should bring us her warmth and light. So too is there a path for every star in the night sky, and of the constellations they do tell us when to prepare for war and when to make our bread. Yea, and the stars do tell us their stories with Kesel and Kaima and Ayish in Mezarim, sharing with us their tales of love, of woe, and of glory, as Kaima moves about around the earth. And as we can see, Zedek, Ma'adim, Choshevet, Koshab do move in their own ways, and Lebanon and Shema to light our way. The great light of Yahweh coming from Shema to warm the warmth of his life-giving light, Lord of hosts and King of the heavens and the earth. The mercy of Yahweh does pour down upon us gently and generously. In its time and its season, the heavens do bestow the love of Yahweh in their way. Give glory to Yahweh, for the face of our Elohim is light and love. Chapter 8. And so it is that when mankind should build, that they do take one stone and place it upon another stone, and upon these stones they do set another stone. And this they do one upon another until their wall is complete. Yet when mankind pulls but one stone, the wall does fall down, and the rocks fall heavy upon the earth. And so it is that when mankind uses two stones to hold up another, it is the keystone. And these they do place over the waters, and to connect the lands. Many feet and hosts may travel over it, that mankind might be joined as one. So too are the stars in the sky. And as they move and weave their tails, speaking unto us, when mankind does read the stars to build up walls, behold, they will see but wars and ruin. But when mankind refuses to serve the stars, but to make the stars the servants of mankind, then we see that the stars do warn us. O Israel, O Judah, O Adam, when will we heed the warnings of the stars? For these do not claim us, but we them. For we were they not given us of Yahweh. And behold, Adam was not created for the stars, but the stars for mankind. And Miriam was taught to read them, that we should know. For the secrets are written, but the sisters are now lost, being forbidden to look. And so it is that they no longer know the secret of the way, nor do they understand the things of old. The way is capitalized like it's a thing or a place. And because of this, the daughters of Israel do not know what should come upon them. So they could not rescue themselves, for they are left without the secret of the stars. But I say unto thee, O sister of Israel, O daughters of Zion, This shall be a sign that surely shall come to pass, when the sources of evil men are shut up, and wickedness of the oppression of Aaron banished. Aaron is symbolic for priesthood. That you will be in the presence of righteousness, your priesthood restored in the last days. The daughters of Zion shall come forth from the darkness into the presence of light, and the power of men cannot stop them. For as the smoke vanishes and is no more, so too shall the wickedness of the men of Israel vanish forever. And the righteousness of Yahweh will be manifest like the sun. The mouths of the daughters of Zion shall be opened. The sisters of Israel shall gather, and the world will be made firm. And all the secrets of sin, the secrets of Lilith and Cain, and of the sins of mankind shall be cast out of Israel. Then will the sisters lead in Israel once again, and the true knowledge of Elohim shall fill the earth, and there will not be any more of the folly of mankind in Zion. And I say unto you this day, that all that I have spoken will surely come to pass, and it is a true oracle of Yahweh. And those who will read these words in the last days shall know that this thing cannot be averted. For it is the very will of Yahweh that Israel's daughters and her sisters shall regain their strength and their authority given them of Yahweh. It is true that not all the people will reject evil, yet the will of Yahweh shall move ever forward, and the sisters will feel the call of Yahweh from the very breath of Elohim within them. And truth shall roll forth to conquer all the nations in every tongue and language that can grasp the ways of Israel. For the true ways of Israel are the ways of Yahweh. And in that day, what nation will rise to oppress Zion? Can Zion oppressed be overtaken by another that is not stronger than they? And by this shall ye know Zion in the last days. She shall be a nation that will not oppress her neighbor. And they shall be a people that does not rob the wealth of the poor, nor their labors, but shall seek to have all things common among them. But before Zion can be built, Israel must find Zion in their hearts, that they be purified and become a people of peace. And in that day shall the gifts of the daughters of Zion be restored, with their priesthood, and the keys of the law of Sarah shall be given and understood. For the keys of the law of Sarah are so named that we, the daughters of Yahweh, shall not lose our birthright, nor be taken in by the world. And the daughters of Zion shall be given revelation upon revelation until all is restored, even as it was at first. 9. O daughters of Zion, O daughters of Israel, may the seed of Miriam reclaim their birthright. May the compassion of Ha Elohim come unto us, that the Lord of hosts shall bear his mighty right hand, that the very King of heaven places his blessings upon you forever. Mighty one, shield us from the harm of hate and from the harm of intention, and shield us from the evil eye. Might that Yahweh will lift us up even from the death of Yahweh is the Elohim of life. Shield us from all those that would rise against us to slander us with their words. Guard us against backbiting and bitterness and woe. For what should we call one whose every deed pretends to be of righteous, yet whose judgment is impure? And what shall we say of one who would chase after the things of the earth, and not after what is wise or that which is righteous? For it is not in Adam that wisdom is hidden. Wisdom is hidden except to be the wisdom of a cunning evil, the schemes of giving for one's own gain. And this is a thing that must never be done, for instead we must accept the mitzvah of the Creator. And what will Adam do that she should live? For she who has violated the mitzvah of the Creator shall have their names taken from the mouth of Yahweh, and he shall not know them. Therefore listen, all of you who would hold true to the secrets of eternity, for they are wonderful. And hear the desires behind every deed. For Yahweh does know the truth of your purpose. Yea, and Yahweh knows every secret that lies in the heart of Adam and reads every thought. Yahweh does know every secret, for Yahweh is Lord over all. Yahweh is the creator, for from long ago Yahweh did establish the heavens and the earth, and forever is Yahweh, from everlasting to everlasting. And the purpose of creation Yahweh has opened up to all that they will listen and seek after truth. And Yahweh tests his sons and his daughters, that they may see that they are worthy of their inheritance. And Yahweh does not forget, but does forgive those that give unto him every secret and the truth of every deed. And what use has Yahweh for these things? For Yahweh did create all people and knows their deeds. Wherefore I say unto all those that hear the voice of the oracle, that this life is the time to learn of Yahweh. Therefore walk today in teshuvah and harden not your hearts, that the great plan of redemption will be understood, and it has been brought about unto you. And I say unto all of you now, that this life is the time to prepare to meet Yahweh, and today is the day for mankind to perform their labors. For the day of salvation draws nigh, and our enemies are even now at our borders. Look even now and see that angels are declaring it unto many at this time in our land. And the prophets and the prophetesses are about to take heed to our warning. And behold, we have forgotten the old ways, the ways of Yahweh and his Torah, because we will not receive the word of Yahweh at this time. We shall be taken. O ye wicked and perverse and stiff-necked people, why will you not heed the voice of Yahweh? Why do you see this as naught? And even now, at this late hour, Yahweh has shown unto me a great and marvelous thing concerning that which must shortly come. And when the day does shortly come, these things shall roll forth among you, and much truth will be lost and hidden up, that Israel might return again to Yahweh in the last days. Therefore watch and be ready, guard up your homes, keep hidden and teach in secret the truths of Yahweh, that your children might know and tell their children, until the days shall come that the mysteries of Yahweh shall be brought again to the light. Chapter 10. Look now at the soothsayers, those teachers of sin that have corrupted our ways. I will now speak to you in a parable. Hear my words and teach them to your children. Tell them to teach these words to their children. And that when the time comes, when you will know if any have truly understood. And it came to pass that a rich man desired to teach his son all the things of the world. And so it was that the son was sent out into a foreign land, and there he studied and learned all that he could until he was a grown man. And it came to pass that the man returned to show his father all that he had learned, that his father would be proud. But when he reached his village, he did not find his father in the village. So it was that he asked of his neighbors for his father's whereabouts, but they refused him. Returning to his house, his father's servants did not know him, and thus they did cast him out into the streets. And it came to pass that for all of his learning the man had no money, and could not see his father in that land. And so it was that he took to become a beggar, for no one knew him, and none would hear him. But the man would not beg for money. He told all that would hear him of his father. And so great was the love of the Father that he had sent out his Son into the world. And it came to pass that after many months came the Passover, and the man returned again unto the house of his father. And there a seat was saved for him, for his father was there, and he did know him. And upon seeing his son again, the father said unto his son, I have set apart this seat for you. Come now and sit upon my right hand. For I see how you have gone out among these people, and though they knew you not, they will know you now, for in you am I well pleased. That was beautiful. Study now my words, the words of Neum, for they are the words of Yahweh, and by the breath of Ha Elohim you will understand it. But in your foolishness this parable is as a vision that is sealed up from you. For to understand the mysteries of Yahweh, you must become wise in the understanding of Yahweh. For you have not properly understood the Creator nor his wisdom. But if you should unseal the vision, then you will know of the things to come, and that they are all of Yahweh to your salvation. Hear now that wisdom is, and it came to pass that a young man on his way to gather up water from a certain well that had been with his family for many generations. And on his way he did see many beautiful flowers and trees filled with fruits. And he walked. As he walked, he was tempted by the beauty of the flowers and by how delicious the fruit appeared, and eventually he did wander from the path. And it came to pass that as he wandered farther away from the path, the boy became lost, for the forest grew dark, and he could not see. And because he could not see, he could not no longer enjoy the beauty of the flowers, nor eat of the fruit, for he could not see it to find them. And it came to pass that he stumbled upon an old shack, and he dared not to enter, for the boy thought that inside he might find his ruin from unseen force. But the rain began to fall from the skies, and he hurried into the shack for shelter, only to find that there was no roof upon the head of it. And as the rains fell upon him in the darkness of the shack, he began to lose all hope and to weep and to grow angry for his foolishness. But outside the woods, his father had come seeking him, knowing that he had been gone too long and not returned with the water. And in his pride, he hid from the voice of his father and would not follow him, though he knew that his father would guide him back to the path. And it came to pass that the pleas of the father grew, and the pride of the boy subsided, and he did open the door to the shack and ran forth after the voice of his father. O Israel, may you release your pride and run back to that Elohim who did create you. For Yahweh is not changeable, but Yahweh is unchangeable from eternity to eternity. Wherefore, the love of Yahweh is unchanging and shall not grow cold for his Israel. Therefore know, all of you, that when you seek the darkness no more, that you will hear the voice of Yahweh, and his mercy will be waiting for you, your teshuvah. And all the lights of the stars shine in testimony as for a memorial of Hashim. Therefore listen, I pray you, to these words, for hidden within them are the things of Yahweh and the mysteries of the light that shines, that you might avoid the ways of darkness. And when the times of heat and of thirst do come, and when the times of cold and of hunger do come, then the breaking forth of the day and the coming of the night shall be counted, and the origins of all things shall be known unto you. And there is a beautiful picture. Neum, seeing the last days in vision. I am going to take a break. Thank you so much for joining me today with Prophets of Fable.